What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1169 of FloWrestling Radio, live from Austin, Texas. Big show. Joined today, not the usual cast of characters, but characters all the same. To the right, David Bray. To the left, Andrew Spencer Spey. And to the left, everyone's favorite chopped unk.
Wow.
Tyler Meister. This dude does not know what 6'7" means.
I don't get it.
We have to get this guy caught up on all the stuff with the U's. He's just out here Googling what is 6'7". How can I learn 6'7"?
I saw him using Bing.
He's out there he's binging things, trying to find out what 6'7" is. Unk has never been more chopped. No. Welcome back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're only 4 days late.
Yes.
Yes, but that's for your generation. I think we're supposed to be thanking him.
He's right on time.
In my defense, it was my fault.
Great defense.
Tyler, for this, he's a very accountable young man. No, it's fine.
The defense rests.
Tyler's been very sick. That's not why his voice sounds like that.
No, it's not.
He was at the
better now.
He was at the Chaperone concert, just screaming.
That was last year.
H-O-T-T-O-G-O.
That was last year.
Who'd you see this year at ACL?
T-Pain was fire.
T-Pain?
Mm-hmm.
The man who rhymed mansion with Wisconsin.
Yes, dude. They cut the music and everyone goes Wisconsin. Everyone at the same time. It was awesome.
All right, what an artiste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got so much to get to, guys. Who's number one was incredible. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, we forgot the wheel. So it's okay. I'm not going
to go get it.
Tyler.
I can go get it.
Kozak threw the biggest hissy fit when we asked him to go get the wheel. But if you want to go get the wheel,
I'll go get it.
All right, Tyler, take the wheel.
Can you survive without me?
Tyler, take the wheel.
I'm going to the wheel.
Take it from my hands. No, I like to paint people as they aren't.
Yeah.
Like if the idea that Kozak's a diva becomes like narrative, I think that's funny to me.
Yeah.
He's the least
Kinda
diva
is.
person. He's so not. But now you're really leaning into it more than me. All right. As always, brought to you by Nike Wrestling. Thanks to our proud partnership there. David Bray, you're in the JD seat. That means you're point guard.
Man, well, I mean, we should start with who's number one, don't you think?
That's a great idea.
It was a great night of wrestling. I had a great time. And, quite a few takeaways from my perspective. What stood out to you guys?
Man, there were quite a few. The Mills brothers, I thought they really stood out. Outstanding performances from Antonio and Araya. I mean, Antonio clutching up, getting that finish at the end. Paul Kenny really wrestled a good match where I wasn't, coming into it, I was like, I'm not sure how Kenny's going to be able to take him down, right? He had a hard time getting to his legs, had a great game plan, was timing the jab fakes well, put himself in the match, and then Mills just came and took it at the end. They were super impressive. Jaden Rainey, of course, had a great performance. Cam Howard getting the win there really stood out. I just felt like sitting there watching those matches, and I think I even said this on the call, like, man, it felt like I was just watching college wrestling, but these kids are 16, 17, 18 years old and operating on such a high level. And for when you consider for the non-hardcore fans, there's a lot of new faces, new names on there, because we've had such a dominant class of number ones that graduated last year. And so you're wondering, is there going to be a big drop-off? The drop-off is not substantial. This is a really great crop of wrestlers.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That was what was really fun about this year. Putting the card together, there are names that, a year ago you wouldn't be thinking about appearing in this event because, I'd have to look to really compare, but it felt like this year when the class of 2025 graduated out, so many people were gone, especially out of 157 and 175, those two weight classes. But those two matches were both really good, and a couple guys that wrestled in those and one were revelations. One you already mentioned, Cam Howard, but then Nicholas Singer. He just continues to impress. He was the OW in Fargo, and that was when it was like, all right, this really looks like a number one. And then, who's number one with Jeter? He was, again, ready to shine and, awesome to see and really fun to get a new crop of guys that just feels like they're just as good, didn't miss a beat from where we were at a year ago.
Yeah, and when you think about how quickly these guys are getting better, I watch a ton of matches leading up to this. I'm not as familiar with them as you are, so I'm watching 4 or so matches probably for each wrestler. And how much these guys get, someone like Nick Singer stands out. Like when I'm watching this, it takes a lot of bad shots, too much from space, leaves himself open to reattacks, lets guys in too much, relies on his counter scrambling too much. That was not the case here. Against a very good competitor, I was really impressed with Singer, and that's what I was really feeling from so many of these guys. How much better they're getting. How Cam Howard, in a very short period of time, I think is jumping levels like crazy. And that was maybe, we had a couple crazy finishes. The Cam Howard Wyatt Medlin finish was unreal because Cam really controlled that match start to finish. Neutral, controlled the hand fight, got the takedown, rode for a long time. And then at the end, Medlin gets in really deep and gets the takedown. You're like, oh my gosh, he's going to lose this match after controlling it the whole time. Medlin could have just kicked him there, committed to the ride, and then I don't know what happened at the end, but Medlin, and you kind of brought this out to me. It was all such a blur, and I didn't go back and rewatch it. I thought, man, Cam just kind of kept wrestling through it and got the escape at the end. Wyatt just kind of stopped on the edge. He just stopped wrestling, and Howard got away for the win. Crazy way for that one to end.
Yeah, I don't know if Medlin thought time was out, but it just seemed like there was a little lapse, and then and that was it. And it was a situation where I don't know if maybe he didn't realize he gave up the stalling point because he was winning that match 6-4, but Howard had riding time secured, so it was going to be 6-5. Then he gives up the stall on the edge, so now it's overtime. So I don't know if just all those things happening back to back, or if he didn't know if there's something with the clock. But I mean, either way, Howard did keep wrestling, got out, and got the win. That was a dramatic ending.
Yeah,
that was a dramatic ending, and the Antonio Mills match with Paul Kenny. I mean, Mills had to get that takedown late. Those two matches were both really, really fun, and guys just wrestling all the way through.
Worth noting, Mills committed to now wrestle at Ohio State, was previously committed to NC State and then Missouri, now committed to be a Ohio State Buckeye. What are his prospects at the next level?
I mean, that's a really big pickup for them. I think he's going to be good. I'm curious where he eventually lands weight class wise. He's 126 for who's number one, so you think maybe he's a 125 pounder, but holding that weight can be hard for those guys. And, if they can get him down to 25, then, I mean, another guy that was in the event, Munareto, also at 25. So those guys would have to battle out for that spot. If he's at 33, Davino still has, his 4 years minus this year. So he'd have 3 left. So, maybe Mills is a 33 pounder and has to battle it out with Davino for a couple years. But he also, I don't know, could he get bigger? Maybe as big as 41? I don't know.
No laws against it.
No laws against it.
Could do
Seems
it.
like he's got a frame to potentially go up. So I don't know. He'll be good. He'll be battling for a varsity spot, his entire career. I think it's a big pickup for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Man, and then the main event, just so sad. Such a bummer. Such a hype match. Both guys were looking so forward to it. Every fan couldn't wait for it. And 34 seconds in, Jordan Rainey hurts his ankle bad. Has to injury default, and you're just left with no questions answered. You don't know anything. Both guys looked really prepared. Bo was looking like Bo Bassett in that early hand fight, but Jordan Rainey is someone that's ready for that. And just such a bummer. And just my mind immediately went to, well, one, is Jordan okay? And it sounds like, considering that a lot of people were really worried because when you see what happens to his foot, it's sort of innocuous, and you're wondering, like, is it Achilles? And that's a totally different time frame. So learning that it's just a high ankle sprain is, I think, the best case scenario, out 4 to 6 weeks. And you just hope he's, remains healthy there and not going to limit him any further, and he's going to be able to get right. And hopefully down the line, we can see this match, whether it's Ironman, Pittsburgh Wrestling Classic. This match, I mean, you just seeing how upset Jordan was a killer. And you could see it in Bo's face, too.
Yeah.
Oh, in his court, man, that's just not what that just shows you it's not about the ranking. These guys want to wrestle. They want to, show off all the work they put in and find out who's better. And you really didn't get to find out anything in this one, and that's what really stinks.
The thing I really appreciate about both those guys, you talk to a lot of wrestlers in this job, and you hear their game plan, and sometimes it's like, all right, you can kind of get the sense, all right, I'm going to try to outhand fight him. I'm going to try to keep it low, whatever. These guys both are like, I know he's going to try to score a ton of points. I'm going to try to score more. Like, that's just the kind of match both guys expect. And they both believe in their heart of hearts 100%. He can try to put up 15. I'm going to put up 20. Like, that's the type of match both of these guys anticipate. And they're two guys that they're prepared to go to those types of deep waters. And so that's what's going to make this a great match if we get to see it again. And who knows? Maybe Pittsburgh Wrestling Classic. That'd be a great match to make.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that was a bummer, but great main event on paper. Didn't happen, but I feel like the rest of the wrestling really made up for it. And that's what I really appreciate. Like, I feel like there's just Who's Number One is a really special event. We want the kids to be excited for it. And man, they came out, and by and large, no one was trying to game their way to a win. They were trying to score points. There were a lot of exciting flurries. And once again, the athletes deliver. I would say this, we've been lucky with injuries at Who's Number One. I can't really think of many other instances of matches that were altered or injury defaults. I don't know if we've ever had one.
Mastro.
Oh, yeah, against Patty Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But really, by and large, been pretty lucky with that. But it's just kind of the nature of the game. It's a very physical sport. Injuries are part of it, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
One of the weight classes that I really enjoyed watching was 120 pounds. Oh, yeah. And Munaredo and Zinkin started off, really fun match. Zinkin ends up catching Munaredo on his back from bottom, controls that head, gets on top, ends up working for the fall. That was just a really, really strong performance, I thought, by both guys. And then Zinkin got the pin. And then you're thinking, all right, Landon Sidden is about to come to the mat for the first time in 8 months. Mm-hmm. He had an injury in like late January, early February, hadn't wrestled since that time. And to be honest, I was really hesitant initially to invite an athlete who hadn't wrestled in that long, because is he healthy, one, and then two, is he going to be prepared? And I really had, lengthy conversations with his coach and his dad, and just kind of wanted to make sure, like, this guy's ready for this moment. And man, was he ever.
Beyond ready. Had a great game plan, but on top, physically, he kind of stands out. His speed is pretty unique. He's really powerful. And then the efficiency in his finishes, because he's so explosive to the leg, was getting quick finishes. Landon Sidden, I don't know, we don't do an OW, but man, that was kind of an OW type performance, because you have to recall at Doc B, this was a one takedown match each. They both got a takedown. It was the timing of escapes and a couple things that won it for Sidden. So you're going into this. Rockland looked really good in match one. Mm-hmm. He won Fargo. This could be another close match. And I feel like this match was not just about Landon is better than Rockland, and he is, but I felt like he had a great game plan for keeping Rockland out of his comfort zone. He stays really low on the knee, not letting Rockland get in, dart underneath where Rockland can be dangerous. He was good on the mat. It's just the complete package performance on the heels of last week committing to wrestle at Penn State. And man, he looks like a difference-making kind of lightweight for Penn State, and just reminds me a little bit of Nathan Tomasello. The game's a little different, not a lefty, and but the power, the compactness. I was really impressed with Sidden. He's going to be really good.
That's the beauty of Who's Number One. As we're all talking about, the wrestlers are bringing it. They make the match, or they make the event. With their preparedness and their ability to go after it. And then you're a Penn State fan. He commits. You haven't seen him in a while. Mm-hmm. And now you get this great showcase. And he was one of the guys I was most impressed with, too, and was least familiar with, or one of the lesser guys I was familiar with for a number of reasons. I'm not as tuned into the high school game as maybe Bray or a lot of people are. But, boom, now you got to watch him at the highest level compete against his peers. It's great.
Yeah, that was a really, really great performance by Landon.
Yeah, awesome stuff there. And then, another really fun matchup, that Kellen Wolbert match against Tyler DeCraker. DeCraker got the takedown early. He's so dangerous with that slide by. He hits that on just about anybody. And then, I mean, the match was a little bit low scoring, but tons of action in the third period, lots of scrambles. Those guys let it fly. It says, really appreciated the effort from those guys.
The end of that match was really crazy. I mean, DeCraker gets his patented slide by takedown, and really just he definitely had a physical strength advantage over Kellen. He was squeezing a lot of positions, really slowed it down a lot. But then at the end, DeCraker looked a little maybe like he was decracking a little bit. He was getting a little tired, and this is those tough decisions, and Sparks was all over it in the moment. Near takedown, didn't seem like enough was there for Kellen. He gets rear standing, but not quite the takedown. 30 seconds left. Kellen wants the brick, but you've got a little bit of momentum there. They challenge, call stands, no takedown. DeCraker got to gather himself a little bit and just hang on for that win. You wonder if he doesn't end up doing that, do they throw that? How does that change the match? And I think those kinds of decisions can change the match.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, he had that momentum, and Wolbert's a pace guy. I mean, he's a maniac. He's a wild man. Who knows,
Yeah.
The crazy thing, I talked to DeCraker's dad after the match was over, and it's like, "Where's Tyler?" He's like, "Oh, he's running. He's trying to keep his weight down for Super 32 next week."
Wow.
It's like these dudes, a bunch of these guys
are crazy.
They're crazy.
The level of dedication is out of control, and it's like the years and years of work to get to this stage is unreal. So your hat goes off to every kid that takes the mat.
I want to shout out to Maximus Daybolt. He's wrestling
Absolutely
in his home state. He's got a lot of fans there. They were cheering for him, but he's going against a guy that we've seen before, and he's lost to multiple times. And he gave him a match. Melvin Miller versus Max Daybolt. That's probably one of the biggest mismatches. But that was a fun. I mean, the first period and a half, he was right there, and then Melvin is just super slick the way he was getting to attacks.
Yeah, Melvin looked great. But it seemed like Daybolt would kind of start to get a little momentum going. Maybe Melvin was fading. He was maybe doing a little better in the hand fight. And every time it started to feel like that, Melvin would pick him or sting him with another takedown. And, Daybolt's a really interesting prospect. I feel like that's what makes Who's Number One cool. Like, you can have kind of an eye. Not a lot of people knew Max Daybolt coming into this. Now it feels like, man, this has got a very interesting prospect. It sounds like a lot of elite teams are on Max, and you can see why.
He's big. He's a big 165. Doesn't seem like he's going to be there much longer, although he will be there this weekend at Super 32.
Yeah.
But tall. I mean, he's got a couple inches of height on Melvin Miller, if not 3 or 4. I wonder how big he's going to be. Honestly, he's relatively young for a junior.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's an 84 pounder.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. So yeah, congrats to Melvin on the win and holding it down and making the walk, and then Daybolt, great job.
Yeah. Adam Waters looked good. But I mean, I thought Tanner Hodgins just continued to show his improvement. This is a guy that was I think 3rd at the New Jersey State tournament. And then a few months later, he's bronze at the U17 World Championships and just continues to improve. And he was close with Waters. Just the one takedown for Waters. And Waters is a guy that, I thought he was, I still think he's capable of bonus points against just about anybody in the country. But Tanner Hodgins looked really good. Can scramble on that rear standing position, and thought he wrestled really well.
Yeah, it feels like Hodgins did do a lot to prevent some scores. But to your point about Waters, the ability to major, I mean, this was a major decision with a couple more finishes. Like this, Tanner did a good job of not getting scored on, but he really never threatened to score on Adam. And it felt like if Waters shores up a couple things in his finishes, that could be a major decision victory the next time around. But what stands out the most to me with Waters is not the offense, it's his positioning. It's guys can't get in on him. Watch so many of his matches, and one thing you notice with a lot of the wrestlers is they're letting guys in and they're all right, let me figure it out. He is not one of those. He really likes to get his head in the way, keeps his legs back, doesn't even allow a scramble to be how he has to counter. Like, just keeps guys away, and that at the Division I level, that's so important. You've seen guys like, you think of like Carter, and you're not letting guys in, and that's a big differentiator, and that's why I think Waters is a outstanding prospect at the next level.
Yeah, no doubt.
Those guys are like they're 190, and obviously the heavyweights. You have Mako, you have Merrill. Those are physical specimens, but you don't notice the 190 guys until you're up there in person and you're interviewing them, or you're watching Matt's side, and you go, "These are high school kids. These are grown men."
Yeah,
and they're moving like D1 wrestlers already, and it just never stops impressing me seeing the talent at something like Who's Number One every year.
Speaking of Kobe Merrill, in the office here this morning, we were talking about a hypothetical matchup. We do a lot of this kind of stuff, and Sion's there, and then we're talking about how Kobe rode Mako out. And I'm like, so the obvious question is, Sion, would you get away from him? He's like, yeah. It's like, he goes, might have to roll him though. So he's already thought about how
He's like,
get
I'd
away
fat
from-
man roll him for sure.
Yeah. I might have to roll him. It's like, all right, Sion. So Sion might roll Kobe Merrill.
Set it up.
Yeah, we got to set that up.
That's a highlight match right there.
People would love to watch that,
Man.
especially me.
Yeah, I would love to see that. But the number of people that want to see it might not be very many, but the amount that those people want to see it is very high. Very, very high.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, I know we touched on it already, but that Jaden Rainey Moses Mendoza match was a lot of fun. Rainey wins by fall. That cradle was a death blow for sure. But Mendoza looked really good in that match. He looked awesome.
This guy can get the legs on everyone, and once he figures out the finishing, it's gonna be a different story for Moses in a lot of these matches. You watch him, and he can get in consistently, but the finishes are always a little slow. And Jaden's not a guy where that can be the situation. But there's so much to work with there with Moses, and he's fearless, right? He was going after Jaden Rainey. He's an underdog in this, and he tried to take the match to him, got in really well. And for Jaden, I think that's a little bit of okay, maybe I got to shore up a little bit of my head hands, because at the next level, those are finishes.
Yeah.
A lot of these times. But Jaden continues to get better. Really impressive performance by him, and yeah, really fun match. A lot of really exciting scrambles there.
There's a lot of stuff at Who's Number One, kind of behind the scenes. That's really fun that not everybody gets to see. I think a lot of people probably saw the clip of Real Woods talking about working out with Moses Mendoza, but he spoke to working out with Moses and just the angles he's able to create on his shots. And a guy like Real Woods doesn't just blow smoke for a kid like that. And it's to see Moses Mendoza working out with Real Woods for 10 minutes or whatever, and Real commenting about how quick he is and how impressive his angles are on his shots that's a big compliment from a guy that just took a bronze medal at the Senior World Championships.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was cool having Real there at the event along with Jacob Cardenas.
Tyler, are you pumped for the California to Michigan pipeline?
Oh yeah, baby! I was the only Californian on the team at the time.
Really?
I was over there. Yeah. Now they got all these guys.
Wow.
You walked so Moses Mendoza could
That's right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, Sean Bormet's like, maybe there's some all right people.
Yeah.
You were like a little test. He's like, I usually don't do this. I don't have California.
Let's see how this goes.
We'll try with this Tyler guy, and then we'll see. And then he saw. Awesome.
The girls' matches were really good too, especially the headliner, Epinesa Elison. She's a U17 World Silver Medalist, and Everest Lidecker, U20 World Champ, and made it to Final X this year. That was, I think, the best headliner we've ever had for the girls' event, and it lived up to the hype.
The credentials for both of those girls are immense. Epinesa is moving up. She moved up from 115. She's taking on more challenges. You see, Everest had the height and length advantage, but Epinesa was able to hang with her. Everest another couple years or year and a half or so on Epinesa. So, there was all the reason in the world for Epinesa not to take that match. But her coaches, her dad, the Ellisons, they want challenges. They want to take it to the next level, and she's only 15 and change or whatever. So keep an eye on her. And, yeah, for the match, it was, she had the lead for a while, Ellison did. And then Lidecker just came back. I think Kayla Miracle is helping coach Everest at Valiant Prep, and talking to her a little bit, and she was saying how Everest wrestles the same way no matter what. If she's down, if she's up, she's got her game plan. She knows what she's good at, and she's going to keep attacking, and it paid off. And I think, to set up that match, to see it happen, to make sure, for both young ladies to take that match on, and then to be that prepared and perform as they did, I think is great for the future of women's wrestling in the U.S.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, these two, Everest has already been in Final X, but these are two girls that are still in high school that are definitely all eyes on LA 2028, along with, Taina Fernandez, who was incredibly dominant, looked really good. I think Jacqueline Bouzakis has her eyes set on that. A bunch of these young women, like, they're already thinking about senior level, and the level of women's wrestling at Who's Number One just gets so much better every year. Is fun. I got to be on the call with Reese Laramendi, Iowa national champ. It was a lot of fun calling those matches. We had a 17-12 match. We had some really fun stuff.
Yeah, I want to shout out Riley Hanrahan and Nora Akpan. That was the most entertaining match of the girls' bouts. One of the most entertaining bouts that I've seen in recent memory. They were both going for it. There was multiple 4-point throws. This is freestyle for the girls' bouts. So they brought it. They both did a great job. They got great coaches. Hanrahan is Team Nazar, and Akpan is with Team Pinnacle. So they're getting the same great coaching that everybody else is, and they're leveling up. And that was one of the highlights for me for the girls' bouts.
Absolutely.
And then you mentioned Taina Fernandez and Jacqueline Bouzakis, and they're hammers already. And it's, we'll try to get as good bouts as possible because they both have years left, but it's going to be tough to find competition.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to separate. And I also want to shout out Callie Graber. She bumped up a weight class, took on Emma Bacon, who won Fargo, is a world teamer, is all everything. And that's another person that sought out a challenge. That was one of the biggest upsets. Bacon did have a brace on her knee. I don't think she was 100%, but not to take anything away from Callie taking on that match. Emma's really tough. She's going to be really good in the future going forward. So shouts to Callie Graber.
Yeah, that was great. Graber just didn't stop attacking like the entire match. That was another really, really fun one.
Yeah, I mean, Emma was right, like you'd say, I mentioned the knee brace, but she had an inside trip to almost come back and win that.
Yeah.
Beautiful inside trip, and, Callie persevered, but Bacon was right there with her.
Yeah, it was great. Really, really fun night of wrestling. Any other Who's Number One thoughts before we move on?
No, other than it was just great being in Iowa. The state of Iowa is just like very, very special place. I've said it multiple times on the show that it would be really incredible to live in a place where wrestling is just important. And I don't know if it's true in any state like it's true in Iowa. The night before, going to the night of conflict was really cool, and I thought it was just awesome that it was the day before Who's Number One. So if there's high-level wrestling going on, I wanted to be there and was excited to be there. It was an amazing event. I wrestled. They do a great job. I kind of tweeted about that. If every state had something like that, it'd be, man, I wonder where wrestling would be. But the craziest thing, amazing thing really, happened at the night of conflict. This is sort of a tangent, but we're all there, and it's on the 6th floor of this hotel, kind of like a ballroom, but even maybe a little smaller than a ballroom. It was like tight, intimate kind of setting. And so everyone's just kind of like on the mat or really close to it. And I'm there, I'm talking with people, and all of a sudden the wrestling stopped. And I look over there, and 5 minutes before I was talking with Adam Fellers and his wife, and then I look up, and Adam's wife is giving CPR to a lady who just passed out or was choking. She was blue, no pulse. It was insanely scary. And Adam's wife, Nikki, gave this woman CPR, saved her life. The medics came in, brought her to the hospital. She's out and apparently doing great. But almost like the worst night ever turns into something really cool. And I don't know what that has to do with Iowa as much, but it's just just amazing. Just an amazing story. And was so, you think about, the song Angels Among Us. I've played that before. I was thinking about that. There's just people out there that are, ready to step in. And
how does that one go?
Oh, you want me to sing it?
Go ahead and drop a
we have
couple
the rights
lines.
to it?
No, it's a great song.
Let's buy the rights to
Alabama.
it. Let's buy the rights
rights.
after.
I've been working on getting the rights to this
Okay.
song for some time. You know what? You know when I first started thinking, you should watch the music video. It is a throwback.
Okay.
But I thought about it with when AJ crashed his car,
Oh yeah.
and there was this crazy, like, almost mystical person that was there, and like, I don't know, and then he was gone, and like maybe like I don't know, intervened and saved, and like I think John Smith was talking about it, or AJ. It was kind of an amazing story, and then I was thinking about that song. You should watch this song by Alabama. Watch the music video. It's kind of insane. But anyways, thank you to shout out to the heroes. Shout out to Nikki Feller saving a life. That's pretty incredible.
If you've never have to witness something like that, you're better off.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrifying.
Absolutely. So the wrestling stopped for a while, and then they got it back going and finished the night. I had to go to bed. It was getting very late. That kind of backed things up a little bit, but it was really cool.
It was cool. Yeah, Spay and I were there for a little bit too, and man, it just the level of pride they have in that event, and the level of excitement and preparation for those kids to be in there it's similar to Who's Number One. So
Yeah.
it was cool.
Well, everyone should learn CPR. That's true.
Yeah,
It's honestly not that hard.
yeah. You just got to do the Bee Gees. You just got to listen to the Bee Gees.
First I was afraid. I was petrified.
Oh man,
Great one.
man! I was maybe last thing. My last thought about Who's Number One. I just thought, a few years ago, it felt like at Who's Number One, you do these interviews with these high schoolers to help. You're thinking, you know what, this helps them get prepared to do interviews that down the road and all this. This year, I felt like a lot of these kids already seemed like pros, not just in their wrestling and their preparation for the matches, but even things like their interviews and just how they handle themselves. These are already these developing young pros, and it's just cool to see just how far they've come, not only on the mat, but also just how they carry themselves. It was a cool group.
It was the most respectful group of kids with manners that I've ever seen with high school kids. Nobody was doing 6'7" to us.
Yeah.
Nobody was even trying.
Wow.
We did have that great engagement hack that 2 of the matches ended with that score.
That was on purpose too.
Yeah.
And then Tyler's like, "What the heck is going on?
Doesn't even mean anything. Doesn't stand for
anything.
something."
This is stupid." He's like, "These kids, this is dumb."
Before
You're chopped unk.
yeah, before we move on, I gotta say, when I was traveling out of Iowa, I had a wild time getting out of there. It was a 5 a.m. flight, so you always know you're just kind of like a little out of it, irritable, 3:30 in the morning or whatever. And I'm in the TSA line, and I see there's this grandma and grandpa with like probably a 7-year-old and a
6-7-year-old.
yes, and a 9-year-old, something like that, grandkids. And I'm like, man, that's cool, creating memories. Grandma and grandpa traveling with these kids. So we get in the TSA line, and they don't have the machines where you can leave your computer in your bag. So they're like, you got to take your computer out of the bag. And the grandma is telling the older one, hey, you got to take your tablet out of your bag. And he's like, Grandma, they made me do that last time. Why do they already know that there's nothing wrong with it. And she's like, well, they don't know that you have to take it out. And he's like complaining. And I'm like, dude, these guys aren't even getting paid right now. You got to relax. I'm like, this kid's going to get kicked out. But anyway, they made it through, no incident. I'm like, all right, well, good. See you guys later. Well, sure enough, they're on my flight and they're sitting right behind me.
Oh my gosh.
And the kid is he's just arguing with the grandma, like as we're sitting on I'm hoping I'm gonna get on that plane. I'm gonna shut my eyes and go to sleep. And instead, this grandma is just trying to like calm this kid down. And finally, she pulls out the tablet, try to get him to like relax. He's like finds out he didn't charge it. It's dead. Tablet totally dead. So she's like, oh, I bet there's an outlet here. We'll just get the plug. She's looking for an outlet. There's of course no outlet. There's no outlet on this little plane. So she's just trying to find some way to keep this kid from being so annoying. So she's like, hey, I got a book here. You can read this book. And the kid's behind me and he's like, who's George W. Bush? I'm like, man, the grandma thinks this kid's gonna want to read about George W. Bush. She's like, it's one of our greatest presidents in U.S. Anyway,
No politics, please.
eventually he finally like fell asleep or something.
It's
but-
reading the George W. Bush.
oh my gosh.
Hey,
That
I
was
want to
wild.
highlight what somebody says in the chat there that Tyler says that Daytona says what? CP, you and Tyler both started singing Not a Bee Gees song after Bray said you have to do the Bee Gees to do the Staying Alive.
It's an office reference.
All right. Well, there you go.
Wow, now you're chopped on.
I'm not
Oh, you're
man.
so
The
Can you believe Spade like self-chopped just
I
there?
stopped myself. All I want to say is I was in the office before all of you.
That's a lie also.
Yes, it was. No, it's not. You guys might be more into it now, but I was into the office before all.
I thought he literally
I just meant like in the office this morning.
no, that's not true.
Oh, into the office.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for explaining the joke, and I'm sure Daytona appreciates that.
Yeah.
As well, in the chat.
Yeah, last thing, Wrestle Madness in the chat. Caleb Piles, the Wrestle Madness champion of Who's Number One, got first
Really?
place out of 60. I sent in my picks for Who's Number One, and I was like, as the event was going on, I was like, I'm doing pretty good. I only missed DeCraker Wolbert barely, and Howard Medlin barely. He did one better than me, and then he was on fire with the women's card. So shout out Caleb Piles, and y'all Wrestle Madness, get on Caleb's level.
Yeah. There's got to be somebody out there that can challenge him.
Or
Step
else we're
up.
all just
Probably
a bunch of
not me.
chopped dunks.
Step up.
Also, Sports Dubs 27 is on an absolute heater right now.
Yep.
He's posted 176 videos. So make sure you're following
That's
Sports
Caleb's
Dubs.
his YouTube
That's his YouTube channel.
persona.
He is so not chopped.
Not a wrestler said at this point, knowing the office references makes you a chopped unk. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal.
So is he back ahead of us?
Peter James is also correct. That was
Spade is. You can tell just by looking at Spade that he watched the British Office before the.
It's actually way funnier.
It's just different.
It's a little more sophisticated.
I never said that. I don't agree with that opinion.
It's just a little. Yeah, you got to get it. Some people don't get it, but if you get it, it's
Making up a person that's not me at all.
I'm not saying that's you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
correct.
saying
All right.
that's not even what your voice sounds like. Your voice is selling it.
Of course not. How could anyone use that with me?
All right.
Can I talk also a little bit about what's coming to the future of FloWrestling?
Go off, Unk.
All right, just your friendly neighborhood chopped unk here to tell you guys about the future of FloWrestling being here. We got a QR code that hopefully Greg could bring in. Scan that on your screen. Learn more about. Oh, boom, pow, pow, pow. Scan it. Get your phones out right now. Hopefully you're doing a second screen experience. Watch the live stream while browsing brackets on our new mobile app. Get unlimited free notifications. Free, gratis, no charge to you. Check out our new athlete profiles and so much more. It's all on our website. Free now. Next Gen is here. Check it out.
Love it.
Good read, Unk.
That's what I'm here for.
All right. I think we got Who's Number One. And next thing that I have on my list of to-do items is spinning the wheel.
We got to spin the wheel.
Ooh.
This is not an updated wheel. I just erased.
I have the marker. Do you want to change anything? Okay.
I'll just say
spin
what
again.
to do based on what you spin.
I'm gonna do it fast. You're gonna have to wait a while.
Dude, last time,
Right?
Michigan's not on there, but last time, Bader spun Missouri.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive. You were supposed to be here.
What am I? Michigan's not on here. What am I?
on there
Okay.
'cause
So
Yeah.
okay.
You could never match Bader anymore.
Yeah. Let's see what we get.
Healthy spin.
That was a good spin.
Yeah, it was good.
Very robust.
What are we going to get? Cornell. All right, let's do it.
Hey, Big Red.
So, can you pull in the Cornell lineup look?
Mm-hmm.
T-Bone, Mahoney. Now, worth noting, the Cornell lineup first semester is not going to be the final form.
Two different lineups.
Two different, very different lineups. So let's look at it. Look how fast he had that.
Dang.
This guy. All right, maybe Unk's not chopped. He pulled that in quick.
Yeah.
So 125, we think Greg Giacomahalis, with Brett Unger up at 33. Greg's battled injuries, battled to get in the lineup, but there's no question he's always been a D1 caliber guy that could make the tournament and maybe make some noise. But he's going to be out for a semester, so don't look for him to be wrestling. But yeah, I think he could do a good job. 33, Unger is someone we've been excited about. And now he's back in the lineup, as is Vince Cornella at 41. And a guy I'm really excited to watch next year is Jackson Joy. They are just very high on him. Watching him wrestle, I'm high on him. I think he is an All-American threat right away. Cornell does a good job of development. You consider the partners that Jackson has between Yanni and Vito and Meyer Shapiro. It's a really good crop. Then you go 57. I mean, this lineup kind of doesn't slow down. Meyer, Shapiro. No doubt this guy can win a national title. Don't think we'll see him first semester, second semester coming back. Look for a big year for Meyer. Luis Sergio, I don't know as much about him, but he's replacing Julian Ramirez, who was a stalwart there for them. Simon Ruiz, if you're looking for someone that could be wrestling opposite Levi Haynes in the NCAA finals, I think he's a great candidate. Getting better and better every single time out for the Big Red. 84, Christian Hansen. 97, Aiden Hanning. These are more unknowns. 84 up for the Big Red. And then Ashton Davis, who was a qualifier last year, won a match at NCAAs.
Must be nice.
Well, you might have won. I got me and Shane. He made a comment. I didn't say anything about it on the broadcast. He's like, Luke Pletcher, because I made a Luke Pletcher reference, I think in reference to maybe Sidden, because like really fast go behinds. And he's like, Luke Pletcher, always be a national champion in my book. And I didn't say anything. But then afterwards, I'm like, hey, man, what's up with that? I was like, they didn't have the tournament. It's like, what does that mean? He's like, and then he's like, do you have any compassion? I'm like, yeah, I do. I was like, I'm not just going to say he's a national champion. I said, I'm compassionate for Nick Lee. I'm compassionate for the other 41 pounders that didn't get a chance. He's like, he won Big Tens. He's the national champion. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely hit a nerve there with Shane. I'm like, I think I'm being compassionate. You're the one handing out the titles.
I took 8th in the Big Ten. I think I would have taken 8th at the NCAA tournament.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm compassionate for that take.
Yeah.
I'm also compassionate for Shane because it was me, him, and there was no JD Rader at Who's Number One, but there was Big Dan Rader, JD's dad,
Yes.
at Who's Number One, and the three of us were the last men standing at that reception at 30 Hop at the end.
Really?
So me and Shane we talked a lot, and I heard about that argument that you guys had.
Yeah. No, he's not. I hate that and we both did agree, the NCAA totally messed up not giving those guys another year.
Yeah.
Like and then they're giving high schoolers. They gave high schooler Keegan O'Toole Luke Pletcher's year. That happened. And the NCAA was like, I get it. This makes sense.
So maybe Pletcher gets all of Keegan's credentials.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, in your face, Keegan.
But after hanging out with Shane late night, I think I might be onto his side. He convinced me.
Luke Pletcher's a national champion.
Number one, yeah. Same with Colin Moore.
Yeah.
Colin Moore, 2 national champs that year. For
If
Tom
there's
Lyon.
one thing we know, if you win Big Tens, you will win the NCAA
You
tournament.
have to take the opportunity to celebrate things when you can. That is what Shane told me, and I'm with him on that 100%.
That was fun hanging out with Shane because he's as convinced about any take as he is about that.
Yeah.
He's got a really firm stance on all of it, and I love it.
Yes. Until you convince him otherwise, in which case he's very malleable.
Get him going on bidets next time you see him.
On the days?
Bidets.
Oh, no. I don't want
He's got strong.
I don't like bathroom.
He's got strong
Day by day.
opinions. He's got strong opinions.
He takes things day by day.
I don't want to know his opinion on that. I don't want to know anyone's opinion on that.
Well, you're gonna know it. He's gonna
Shane,
Bray keeps trying to steer us back.
I'm gonna make sure to bring it up next time we're around.
You don't have to. You will not have to bring
You
it
do
up.
not have to bring it up.
Yeah.
He will get there.
He will.
okay. But yeah, I don't know what else.
Cornell. Well, we were talking about Cornell.
Cornell.
Yes.
I do.
I blacked out. I don't even know where we're at.
I do think 125 is interesting because Greg D's good. Milani though, I mean NCAA qualifier last year, so I don't know. I wonder how much of a roster battle that will be. Are you hearing anything about how that goes?
No,
now?
I'm not.
Yeah. And then Sergio, I think Sergio could have a really good year. Luis Sergio was really, really tough in high school. Cornell's doing a really good job locking down New Jersey and getting the best guys out of New Jersey recently. And Sergio's another one that I think we could be talking about Sergio like how we feel about Simon Ruiz in a year or two.
Really?
Yeah, I think he can be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should mention that Knox is going to defer a year of eligibility. People are wondering where he is in that lineup.
Yeah, I got yelled at for saying that Anthony Knox wasn't wrestling this year for Cornell. They got all mad.
Deferring eligibility.
All mad. It's like, what? He's not. This happens like every year with Cornell wrestlers. They do the community college, they do the frogs, and then they go the next year.
It's not a red shirt, but you can still say they're deferring eligibility.
Yeah, I could still say he's not wrestling for Cornell this year.
Yeah. I wasn't saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's
I am.
But I was told I was
CP is usually wrong. That's my default.
Whatever, you're a chop dunk. Let me know when you're not getting 6'7" and other hot trends explained to you. And then you can come after me.
You're gonna ask Caleb when he comes home, like, anything else kids are saying? Teachers don't understand.
He doesn't say,
Take Tyler and
say
make fun of him.
6'7". I don't know if he knows about it or not. I'll have to ask him. But he says cooked a lot.
Yeah, it's all about people being cooked.
Yeah.
Like when you play him in the MMA.
And he says I'm him all the time. Oh, bad day of UFC for Caleb yesterday.
"Oh no."
I starched him a couple times. I was getting worked one, and I hit this like cartwheel kick, knocked him out. He was raging.
Who were you?
Oh, you did a special.
I was Kai Kara France.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big KO.
Who was he? Kimbo Slice?
He was no. Bro, he's beat me. Like, I'll be like John Jones, and he'll be Kimbo Slice, who has to be like one of the worst fighters. And he'll like literally beat me. It's so embarrassing.
Does he at least get to fight you in a backyard in that instance?
No, but you can do a backyard
Really?
fight on UFC. Yes, you can.
That's great.
We've done them all.
Street beefs.
I'm trying to. You know what? We cut off doctor stoppages, and that's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
He would win a lot because he'll just like
Momentum.
spam the same hit to the side of my face, and so yeah, it was a big day for me
They
yesterday.
got to protect the vision of those fights.
No, I say let the eye
go.
fall out. It's fine. It's a video game,
I'm surprised they even include that like in the game.
dude. It happens. It finishes fights a disproportionate amount of time relative to like how it should happen in.
It's like overly realistic.
Yes. So anyways, Cornell. What's the? I cannot keep this on track. I will take all responsibility. But it feels like this is a team that once again, on its best day, can be a top 10, maybe even a top 6, 7.
Oh my.
Possible.
I keep going.
I think it could be there. I don't know if it's trophy because I just don't know if Meyer, Simon. I feel like are top 3 guys, but you need maybe more than 2. But one thing you can always count on at the end of the year, at Cornell, they wrestle well at the NCAA tournament.
They were runner-ups with 3 All-Americans a few years back.
Yeah.
But there were like 3 top 3 or 4 guys.
like
And that was the
Yanni-
year where there was
Yanni
so much.
Vito Cardenas?
That was the first year Penn State broke the record. So like every other team from like 2 to 6 was neck and neck for runner-up.
It's great parity as long as you don't count the number 1 dominant team.
Right. Right. Precisely.
The thing that stands out to me about Cornell is how they get so many guys in that room and they stay competitive. It's not like they bring a bunch of guys in and then, they start to burn out or drop out as they get to be upperclassmen and don't stick with it. They keep all those guys there, and they never know. You never know when somebody's got to step up, somebody gets injured, and they'll have a very deep roster in almost every weight class. Very deep, a lot of battles.
For sure.
Well,
We've
got the National Duels Invitational coming up in a few weeks, and we thought, what better way to spend a little bit of time on FRL than talking about a first-round matchup. And today, we want to talk about Northern Iowa and NC State, which is going to be a first-round match. And we had the idea to send graphics to Tyler, which I never executed on that.
Okay.
But there is a feature on WrestleStat where you can compare teams. So maybe that's maybe that.
Oh, send him the website then. Send him that URL.
Yeah, go ahead and send me a WrestleStat.
I'll send him WrestleStat. But that's on me. So
Dang it.
yeah. But we do still have the ability to compare lineups. So that's gonna be a fun first round match.
What was the teams you said again?
UNI, NC State.
Yep. As Tyler's pulling that up, just initial thoughts. What do you guys like about that duel?
Well, your gut goes to NC State. They've got more firepower, name recognition with some of their better guys. But UNI actually matches up kind of well in this. If you look at the head-to-heads, and I think there's a good chance UNI can pull the upset here.
UNI just they seem like a team too that really year in and year out approaches dual meets as like a team. Like they get a collective effort together, and if there's a 20 versus 25, it doesn't really matter which side of that they're on. They're right there. They are close in so many duels. Last year I think UNI was part of a couple of my favorite dual meets of the entire year. The UNI Oklahoma State duel was really fun. UNI Iowa State, UNI Oklahoma,
You mentioned Nebraska.
UNI Nebraska.
They beat Nebraska.
Yeah. They had a bunch of super fun duels. So they're going to bring it. This is a great, the National Duels Invitational is a great event for
It's a round one
UNI.
matchup.
Round one.
Winner here gets the winner of Oklahoma State, Cornell.
Yeah.
So
That's a fun quad right there.
yes, it is. So starting at 25, you got national champion Vincent Robinson against Trevor Anderson. Anderson is tough. He beat Richie Figs last year, but he's going to be a dog here. don't see this one being bonus for Vincent. Maybe he'll jump levels this year, but feels like a decision for NC State.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know. Maybe that's one of the levels that has jumped in the offseason is figuring out the bonus point aspect, but you don't get a lot of bonus out of him. And Anderson's, he is tough. So.
25s just don't. I mean, they're all so close. Generally, there's not a lot of separation at that weight. Then 33, we'll see Zach Redding, who transferred from Iowa State to NC State against Julian Farber. Farber's probably a very slight favorite. WrestleStat has this as a 7-5 win for Farber over Redding. I think it's kind of a classic toss-up. But this is one I feel like UNI is going to need to win this match. They need 133.
Yeah. Have these guys wrestled before? Seems like they could have, but
no. Redding, he's been around a long time. He didn't get a lot of opportunities, especially at 33.
Yeah, he was up as high as 49, right?
He wrestled at 49.
Yeah.
He was probably ready at 57 if Kevin called his name.
I like the common opponents feature. Zach Redding versus common opponents is 14-5, and Julian Farber is 7-8.
Yes.
Okay.
Good feature.
Good feature, Cowboy. 41, Ryan Jack versus... Will it be Carter Freeman for UNI?
What are the other options? Corey Land.
I think it's going to be Corey Land.
And Corey Land, you feature Ryan Jack, but Corey Land, he could have the knockout punch if he gets his big moves going.
Been waiting for this kind of not debut, but Corey is for all the credentials coming out of high school, has not been able to really cement himself in the starting lineup for UNI yet. This is a big opportunity for him, and what better way to announce yourself than pulling a big upset in a duel your team needs to win. But Ryan Jack's going to be ready to go here.
I will say, as I've been looking through the first round matchups for the National Duels Invitational, it's like in the back of my mind, I'm keeping this list of guys that seem like they are poised to maybe have a breakout performance at the National Duels. And Corey Land could be one of those guys potentially. He's that's going to be one of the really fun things to think about as we get a little closer to the event. It's like try to circle who are those guys to watch that they're not maybe favored to get these big upset wins, but who knows? And it could happen there. So 141, that's a big one for this duel.
Yeah. 49, this is a classic toss-up. I think for our flow rankings, it's like 11 versus 12 or 12 versus 13. Coy Biskins for NC State versus Caleb Rachi. UNI transferred from Iowa to Northern Iowa. And, here I really think this is a toss-up. WrestleStat has this as a pretty dominant win for Coy, but I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
It's a super competitive match.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think they really, I think NC State thinks a lot of Biskins and as they should. Sounds like, Zepeda trying to get down to 41, which he hasn't been down that low in a long time. And you kind of think probably wouldn't, Zepeda's not going to go this year with Ryan Jack at 41, but you probably wouldn't have him try to work his way down to 41 unless you thought,
long-term,
your lineup is better with both Zepeda and Biskins in it, which I think is probably where their heads are at. So, yeah, Biskins is a guy that they believe is going to be on the podium this year. And but, yeah, Caleb Rachi, he's back.
He's tough. Really tough out. He's had some good wins in his career. Did he beat Tyler Kasak? I'm pretty sure he did at the Iowa duel.
I can look it up.
Am I tripping? I think that happened.
I don't know. I want to know.
I could be chopped, but I think this unk is on point. Oh, boy.
Man.
Bro, you sound terrible.
Sounded better, sure.
He did.
Yep.
Dang.
So that's a nice win.
11-8, Southern victory.
Crazy
Southern victory
match.
won.
That was crazy.
It was a great match. Okay, 57. If we can go back to that. Jackson Arrington, excited to see him, but I don't think this could be Kale. I think it's RJ Weston. Click 57.
I think it is Weston.
Where is he?
Weston's a Georgia boy.
Wait, is he big?
Robert Weston,
Robert. Yep.
165.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
No, I'm right.
Yeah, he's
I'm
gonna
right.
go
Because
57.
Downey's going up.
Yep.
Yes. So Bob Weston
Yep.
versus Jackson Arrington. They're excited about Weston. We'll see. He's going to have to be. This is one where
I'm excited for the return of Arrington.
I am too.
yeah,
He wrestles hard.
the guy beat Caleb Henson.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of those walking around. So I think
You won't find them anywhere.
He looks jacked now.
okay. Jackson's jacked.
He's jacked. He's up a weight.
Far from chopped. This is one where if you're you and I, you're probably trying to save a bonus point here. If you're being honest. And then 65. This is where you and I can make up some ground, and I think it'll be Faison. It could be Cates here, maybe at 65. Am I wrong? Can you click NC State?
What do they got?
Who else they got cooking here? Cates might be up. Yeah, he's at 84. I'm confused. So yeah, Faison. Oh no, I think it's gonna be Will Denny.
Yeah, I think you're
It's
right.
gonna be Will Denny. So
True freshman. They like him.
big prospect. But Downey is.
Yeah.
Downey feels like a tough matchup for a true freshman because he's really good on the mat.
Yep.
Really good in scrambles. Like just a hard guy to beat. I like Downey in this matchup.
For people that aren't familiar with Will Denny, I mean, this is a guy that beat Melvin Miller last year.
Yes.
You know, and everybody thinks highly of Miller. Will Denny, super prospect. I think just a guy that gets like better every time. You know, he's just getting better and better all the time.
And imagine, the kind of jet fuel that's poured on that when you go to a program like NC State and their track record of development. And they've done well with true freshmen in the past. They've had a number of true freshmen All-Americans. So I think Will can make this competitive. I'm not sure in November he's going to be ready to win this match. 74, Matt Singleton, the favorite here, but Jared Sima, he's beaten some good guys. He's been in some matches with good wrestlers in the past. I think this is a close one here.
Yeah.
Sima and Singleton. Maybe one that you and I needs to pick up.
Sima had
Shane Griffith.
Shane Griffith beat. I mean, had him dead to rights at NCAAs.
Yeah.
Griffith came back, got it done. But I mean, yeah,
He's a Michigan man.
yeah.
Dogged up big time there.
But it was like, I mean, I'd basically written it in the bracket already.
He got ridden like
Yeah,
crazy.
dude, it was
and then
crazy.
I think, what happened? I think maybe he chose bottom after riding him for a long time, and then it fell apart. Crazy match.
These two have wrestled before. 4-2.
4-2. So close match you can anticipate there. Then 84. I think there's a freshman, CJ Walrath. I think it's going to be him. Can you click 184 for Northern Iowa? I'm trying to think if they had another name in there. Gunderson?
Son of a Gunderson.
Do you remember?
Gunderson, wasn't he an NCAA qualifier for them? A couple
I don't
years
know,
back?
but I mean, I like John. I
Yeah.
think he's good. Northern Iowa is going to be tough there either
Yeah.
way. And
Yep.
this is a match they're going to need to win probably. But yeah, I don't know a ton about Cates.
Neither.
But all right, let's go 97. Think Runyon. It's not going to be Brophy though.
Okay.
Might be Andrew Macchiavello. Brophy's a second semester guy, so this is a big opportunity there for you and I. They should be a favorite at 97 with Runyon there, and then at heavyweight, Volker versus Trumbull. Trumbull's more proven it at heavyweight just because Volker hasn't been there, but I could see this. This is gonna be a close match. I don't see Trumbull running away with it.
Yeah.
So on paper, NC State's favored, but there's so many winnable matches for you and I, and you cannot count them out.
Yeah. Yeah. You and I mean, they're one of those teams that whether they're supposed to win or not, you got to take them super seriously. They bring it.
Yeah, no doubt.
WrestleStat has the team score prediction at 18-14, so that's a one match swing.
18-14. We took a little trip. Along with Colonel Jackson down in
Mighty Mississippi. Yeah.
Okay.
Took a little bacon.
Took a little beans.
Fought the bloody British in the town of New Orleans. All right, we're done.
That's right.
Okay. Good preview.
Good preview.
That was good.
Yeah.
And now remember, we have to be out of here at 11:30.
Okay.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be sitting right here in about 3 hours.
Yep.
They tried to make us do the show earlier today in preparation for Dale.
Well, and then we said, well, why doesn't Dale just do FRL with us?
Yes, and so that's why I like to introduce. Get up, Tyler. It's time for Dale Jr.
Yeah.
No, but he is coming here. We have all kinds of famous people rolling up. Okay, what do we want to do next?
Well, I want to hear a little bit about being on the top of the podium from Spey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because getting to the top of the podium is tough, and staying on the top is even tougher. The Nike Inflict 3 has been the most popular shoe in college wrestling, but after years in the lab, the all-new Nike Inflict 4 is available now, lightweight, durable, and with a match-ready feel. The first time you lace them up, the best shoe in the game is now even better. And I like to come up with like new ideas to use the shoes outside of like a wrestling mat in practice.
Yeah.
And I've been watching a lot of playoff baseball and a lot of baseball this year, and the little sliding mitt.
yeah.
Yeah. Instead of when you get to first base and it's like, oh, nice walk, and you got some speed, and the guy, takes his batting glove off and they throw him the oven mitt. It's like, no, throw him a little Nike Inflict 4. Now you're running the bases like this and you're sliding in.
They're lightweight.
Yeah, they're lightweight and they're durable, so you can slide in head first, and you're not going to mess up your thumb or your fingers that way. So that's my plan.
They look like oven mitts, but they're just your hand.
I Googled them, but then they were showing other brands, and I just didn't want to steal any spotlight from Nike.
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah, this is how you're going to move more units.
You don't wear Nike wrestling shoes, you're a chop dunk.
Absolutely.
That's
the new slogan.
Yeah.
Wear Nike Inflict 4s.
They wrote
or you're
that
a
in
chop
here.
dunk.
Yeah.
like you guys are all chop dunks.
I saw some
Says it right here.
Inflict 4s at Who's Number One, looking sharp on the big stage.
Absolutely.
How many pairs of Inflict 4s do you guys think we got in here?
4.
I'm setting you up right now.
4.
There's 4.
Or why? Are you wearing a pair right now on your
I
feet?
think we got like 6, 7.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
We knew the exact number.
Oh, dang it.
Because it's the-
dude,
it's the
he's
Inflict-
trying. Dude,
the
Unk's
Inflict
trying way too hard. Now Unk is just.
I just
cringe.
want to be part of it.
He's just showing once again that he does not understand.
He
What
doesn't get it at all.
He'll never
He thinks
get it.
It's like about counting. It's just not. It's
not.
It's just
Oh,
not.
no.
It feels like it's a vibes thing now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
His aura is for
When you know. It's more contextual than anything.
Hey, before we get to questions, you have any Super 32 is this week?
Oh my god!
This is like
We're leaving.
this is like who just the high school like Big
Dude.
Ten NCAA week. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that with who's number 1 in Super 32.
I mean, you know what? When we scheduled Who's Number One, we were like, oh man, it's like the week before Super 32. Are there going to be some high level guys at Who's Number One that maybe would have gone to Super 32 but won't? We're going to have 6 number ones at Super 32. That's incredible.
Not 7.
6, 7. I don't. Yeah, it's one of those.
All right, we gotta stop. Moratorium. I'm cutting myself off.
All right.
If I do it again, Greg, you can cut off my mic.
Whoa.
There we go. So anyway, like about 190 nationally ranked wrestlers. There are only 280 nationally ranked wrestlers total because 14 weights, 20 per weight. 280, like almost 200 of those guys are going to be at Super 32 this weekend. It's going to be as deep as a Super 32 that I can remember. Normally it's like in the 140, 150 range, and now we're like, yeah, even more than normal. I'm going to be breaking that down this week, writing preview stuff, and there's already a list of all the nationally ranked wrestlers up on our site. It's crazy. It's Bo Bassett's going to try to become the first ever 4-time Super 32 champ. No one's done it. Bassett's going to try to do it. Tyler's going to try to follow him
At 150?
at 150 pounds. Yep.
Who's the top competition there?
I got to look, but honestly, Bassett's going to be a pretty big favorite.
Okay.
And that's really why we had that match between Bassett and Rainey set up for Who's Number One, because that weight, he's done a lot more than anybody else has at that weight, but it's still Super 32. So he's going to have to,
You gotta do it so many times.
he's going to have to beat ranked wrestlers probably from the round of 16 on.
That's crazy.
So, he'll be the 1 seed, so maybe it'll be quarters, but he's going to have to beat at least 3 ranked guys, maybe more. It's going to be really awesome. Melvin Miller's going to be there. Thinking of other Who's Number One guys.
Melzilla.
Yeah.
That's what he likes to be called.
Araya Mills, Antonio Mills, Landon Sidden,
General Mills.
General Mills.
Salute to the general.
Tyler DeCraker is registered. Moses Mendoza is registered. I mean, a lot of guys you just watched at Who's Number One going to be rolling up and laying it on the line. And I mean, man, can't
That's
wait.
awesome to do Who's Number One, and then literally the next week you're going to Super 32.
We could see Sidden Zinkin again in Super 32. I mean, it's
They said he's going down again. I'm like, why?
yeah.
It's a tough cut.
Dude, these guys, it means something to these guys.
Yeah.
Who's Number One does, but so does Super 32. I mean, it is the deepest folk style tournament. It's crazy because a bunch of these brackets, I mean, you guys have watched it. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but they start in like the round of 256 Saturday morning. By Sunday afternoon, that whole tournament's done. I mean, it's day and a half, and they're in and out wrestling like 7-8 matches. It's crazy. I said 7-8.
7-8.
That's bait for me.
You're
but
seeing
I didn't-
a bead of sweat
I didn't take it.
just dribble down.
Before we do questions, we should talk about We should give credit to Spay for his amazing copywriting over the weekend.
Oh yeah, they forgot about Spay.
They forgot.
Oh yeah,
about
nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, I got the greatest compliment I could see ever in the comments of one of the Instagram posts, and it just said, "Who's the cool dad making all this, writing all the headlines for these posts?"
What?
Yeah.
My favorite was Tyler DeCraker is the taker of the match.
I wanted so many puns would now end would make it sound like DeCracker, but that's specifically not how you pronounce it. So I went out of my way to find a way to make it pronounced DeCraker, so that people would pronounce it correctly and not get confused.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with that name over the years.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
What was my? Well, it's kind of more of an inside joke, so it's maybe not even that interesting. But I don't know what actually started it, but we always say "good whatever cowboy" because that's
That's what they say.
It started because after John Smith retired, they said "Good ride, cowboy."
Yeah. And
When
then
they say that at matches, or if a guy rides at the pier, they'd be like, "Good ride, cowboy."
But then we started we're not saying ride, but good graphic cowboy.
Good podcast
So you
cowboy.
said good cradle cowboy. So, but that's just we'll say good anything cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said it's a sit-on deal.
it's a sit-done deal.
Oh man.
Yeah, someone was correcting how we were saying sit-in, but we're saying it right, aren't we?
We're saying it right, as far as I know.
Well, sometimes you got to change the pronunciation to make the wordplay work.
Sometimes you say a name the same way for years, and then you find out you've been saying it wrong, like
Right.
Epinesa Elison,
Yeah.
which you got corrected.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of or right at the start of the interview.
I actually appreciate that because otherwise we would just say it wrong forever. So now we know.
Or you guys have been calling me Spay when my last name is actually Spy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
What?
Chael was the only one that got it right.
Wow.
Not a wrestler talking about the Melzilla. He said it's better than Marvelous Melvin. See, Shane is good at everything. Nicknames.
Did he try Marvelous Melvin?
He tried that. I said he likes Melzilla. He's like, I like both. All right. Well, you like Top Monster, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Unk's chopped when it comes to nicknames.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but what about Captain Smooth?
Captain Smooth was all time.
Captain
Smooth.
No.
That's bad.
Oh my goodness.
You want to ask Jungle's questions? Since
Yeah,
it's
Jungle
$8?
$2 tip. He said, "What's the best advice to be a good assistant coach?"
Well, support your head coach. There's a lot of, I think assistant coaches are often younger and very ambitious, and it's easy to fall into he's not doing it. You would do it differently or whatever. You got to internalize that to a degree, I would say. You never let the kids see that because it happens. It happens. And you got to build that relationship with the head coach. Build trust with the head coach that he trusts you on the things maybe the head coach isn't doing right. You got to work through that. But that's something I learned and have some regrets about back when I was an assistant coach because it's easy to be ambitious and think you know more than you could be right, but that doesn't mean that's the right way to go about it. So, but there's a lot of other things, but that's the first thing. You're the assistant coach. That means you work for the head coach and you need to be the ultimate supporter.
And if you want his job, you need to undermine him as much as
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, stab him in the back. And,
I mean, I think seems to me like really good assistant coaches, they own the things that they can own. The things that the head coach, delegates to them, you got to like do that as well as you possibly can. And because the other end of that spectrum is an assistant coach who is constantly like asking how to do, like, wait, what do I do here? What do I do here? Waiting for permission to take any action. It's like, no, you really got to own the parts of your job that are on you. I think that's important too.
I've never coached, but I did have some pretty great assistant coaches, and I remember one thing is that they are adding something that your head coach is not bringing to the table. I mean, everybody's going to have different personalities and have different skill sets, and so the assistant coaches were filling in areas that the head coach was not. I mean, this kind of goes to what you're saying of you have to be able to do your role in your job and everything, but they were bringing a different kind of energy or a different kind of whatever than the head coach was, and it really like completed the staff. And I'm just thinking of my high school staff.
yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Questions? Thank you for the tip. Questions.
Yeah.
First one from Almost There. He said, "How was Bassett received by the Iowa crowd?"
I mean, there were boos for sure.
Yeah, not many.
It
but-
wasn't overwhelming, but you could really hear it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the whole crowd. It was a portion of the crowd. And that I thought it was subdued.
Yeah.
And nobody yelling anything. I mean,
No.
there's just some boos. There's some people voicing their displeasure, but it wasn't nasty.
That's in bounds.
Yeah.
It's not out of bounds.
And then after it's over, there's still kids trying to get his autograph, line it up, take a picture. I mean, yeah, it was a long time before he got back there for the post-match interview because he's still such a fan favorite. In the lobby of the hotel, I saw multiple kids in Bo Bassett t-shirts, and there was a little rumbling.
Be expected.
I think in general,
He came out to Enter Sandman.
yeah,
And Melvin.
he and Marvelous Melvin both came out to.
There was a lot of, not to get off too much on the walkout tangents, but there was a lot of Metallica.
Yeah.
Meryl went out to Master of Puppets. There was another one in there that I don't remember, and then
One of them came out to the Mission Impossible theme song.
Really? Oh, that Metallica did.
You remember that one?
Yeah, I'm a little partial to the Limp Bizkit version, but
Oh, okay.
All right, next question. The Cradle Zone, who said, who do you think will be the top 3 teams at national duels?
Oh, dang. I don't know if I'm ready to say.
yeah, because 2 and 3 get the same prize
think-
money. So
Ohio State versus Nebraska is a crazy duel.
Yeah.
Iowa, Oklahoma State. Iowa kind of matches up well on paper, but these new faces for Oklahoma State, you don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say. I'm not ready.
Okay.
I take that seriously. It's a great question, Cradle Zone. I will say this. I would be surprised if one of the top 4 seeds is not in some order the top 3. It would surprise me if a team outside the top 4 wound up in the top 3. But duels are crazy. Crazy things can happen.
Who of the top 4 do you think is most vulnerable?
NC State against Oklahoma State,
Okay.
I think is the most vulnerable.
Nebraska makes me a little nervous without their starting 49.
Well, I think Nebraska. Well, I just think they're really favored in their first 2 duels. Like Lehigh's good, and then I forget who they get second. Like a good team, but they would really have to have an off match or be missing some pieces to not win their first 2 duels, which means they're in the semis.
Yeah.
Ohio State's going to have Tech or Minnesota round 2. That's going to be a tough duel. But I really feel like Nebraska and Iowa, I feel most confident in making the semi.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma State and Ohio State are really going to be tested there. I'll give you something. But nothing other than that.
All right. Next question is from Charles Belonda. I'm glad Bray's on for this question too. It's first a quick random non-wrestling question for Christian. I forget how it came up on FRL, but a year or so ago, CP recommended a podcast called Tooth and Claw that I gave a shot to. Well, today it's still in my rotation. CP, do you still listen to it?
I do still listen to it. So they're not like FRL. They don't have like 2 shows a week. So I'll kind of like the way I do it. I'll let them do a couple. Then I'll be like, all right, where's a bear one? Where's a mountain lion? Like, there's certain like shark one. Those are the ones I like the most. They have. Yeah, it's a great podcast. I love it. I know you love it.
Yep.
Our producer, Greg, I turned him on. He listened to the Lions of Savo one. He listened to it like the day I recommended it to him. That's a great. If you're looking to start with one, Tooth and Claw, the Lions of Savo. It's a 2-parter. It's amazing. Amazing story.
Yeah.
that
And
came up because you love the movie that was based on.
yeah, because I think those Lions are 2 of the greatest athletes of all time.
Of all time.
I really.
And that's a joke based on someone saying that like a horse was one of the greatest athletes of all time. And then praise like, actually, if Secretariat's in play, I think it's actually the Lions for the Ghost of the Darkness. They ate over 300 humans.
Yeah,
So, give some credit.
I mean, that's way up there in terms of
Oh, way harder.
athletic achievement. Yeah, come on.
These guys were leaping over fences. They were, they had the ultimate strategy.
Oh my gosh.
Taking bullets.
You can see these great athletes on display in the Chicago Museum of something.
They have the
You could see them.
Yes.
Pull up the Lions of Savo.
They're actually and when you
How do you spell it?
TSAVO.
when you do see them, you're going to realize also probably 2 of the most underrated athletes of all time because they don't look. They don't.
That was part of it.
The man-eaters of Savo.
They were totally slept on, and that's how because Savo, that region of Africa, it's so hot that male lions actually don't really have manes. It's like they're very like kind of mangy looking.
Oh, these are males.
Yes.
Yes.
they look like dogs.
This is when they were finally caught, or what?
Yeah. There you go.
Dude.
Wow.
See,
What an athlete.
they're big.
What a
stud!
freak.
What a freak athlete! Get that guy in the NFL Combine.
I would
Yeah,
love to
start with a nice NIL package for that guy.
Yeah.
that show's fun too, because like it's just like
Airbud with lion.
Yeah.
Eating everybody on the field.
There's no rule book against eating the opponent, so I guess it's fine.
yeah, that podcast is really fun because like I mean it's two brothers and then their friend, and they've all been hanging out together for their whole lives. And
Yeah.
the one brother is like he's actually a wildlife biologist, he's a bear biologist, so he has a lot of really good information. But
Yeah.
then their
Friends kind of derail it in a funny way.
Yeah.
They just have funny little lines there. So it's good. It's a very good podcast. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. That is a really good one.
Yep.
There's no rule against eating people.
Yeah,
I don't think
show me
so.
the rule book.
Yeah.
Where you can't have a lion in full pads.
Yeah.
And it can't eat someone.
Yep.
All right. Next question's from Dark Killer 175.
It's a real bad boy.
He said, with the 5-for-5 rule likely to pass, should teams start more true freshmen this year? The rule essentially gets rid of red shirts, so it makes the roster battles at, for example, Iowa 197, Penn State 157. You get the idea. More
I get
interesting.
it. And absolutely, this is happening. It was happening last year. Tom Ryan even talked about it with Ben DeVino, because a year ago they're like, hey, this is probably going to happen. This could be a year for Ben, maybe, and let him wrestle this year. They decide not to because it's just not sure. But yeah, I think every team is going to be probably operating under the assumption. And now we're already seeing more true freshmen, but I think more than ever this year we'll see them. And then if 5-for-5 happens, true freshmen will always wrestle if they're the best guy.
I mean, like this year, even though you don't know whether or not it's going to happen for sure, it's if you're on the fence about whether this true freshman should start, this is the thing that's probably putting you over to the side of the fence that you're going to start him, because yeah, it's like if it's not a possibility and it's your best option, maybe you want to do it. If it's somewhat of a possibility, it's like, yeah, why not? Why not?
Cool.
Next question is from Take the L Beth. Do you think it'd be possible for Kale to pull a Ted Lasso, become Penn State head football coach, surround himself with the football people for X's and O's, and have success?
So funny. Everyone freaked out because I said I thought Penn State overreacted firing James Franklin. I'll just say this. We'll see where you're at in 5 to 10 years. I bet if you look back the last 5 to 10 years, those years will have been better.
Bookmark that tweet.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, I'm not going to forget this. And we'll see where James Franklin goes and how he does.
I just think it's crazy that it's going to cost $50 million plus just to fire him, where it's like, I understand, okay, donors are going to pay it or they're the ones pushing for the charge, but that $50 million is like, you could do anything with that $50 million. That does, like,
You're right.
So many things.
So many things.
you could run the Penn State program as it is now for another 10 years. It's about $5 million a year for all in for the Penn State wrestling program.
They said Adidas Adidas is going to be the Nike's not going to be Penn State anymore. They're going to be at Adidas school next year.
Yeah.
They're saying they put up the money. They're like, get them out.
I read that was debunked,
Really?
though.
I heard it was true.
But so a guy that follows those deals, the $300 million you see there, that's not what Adidas is writing a check for. A lot of that is it's worth $300 million because all the gear and everything that they supply is like put into that number, and then they inflate it to make it
Oh, I
sound
know,
really big.
but no, I was just saying that Adidas like kind of was forcing the hand. And,
Well, and this guy is saying that like that is nowhere how any of those deals will ever work. Adidas is not.
well, it's not a deal. It's not like a deal. They're just like, we'll pay up the money for the buyout.
Yeah, and he's saying that would never happen. He's followed those deals for a decade of what schools do.
Agree to disagree?
I think it's a fun rumor, but that doesn't make any sense to me. You got to admit that's a little weird.
That would be a little weird, but they don't want to be bad in their first year.
Of course not, but it's not.
But I think they are. I think those unks could be chopped.
Well,
I really, yeah. I don't know if Kale, to answer the question, I don't know. I think he's a pretty good leader, amazing leader, but like, I don't know. I mean, Ted Lasso is maybe one of the more unrealistic shows of all time.
yeah, it's pretty unrealistic. And the other thing is,
I feel like Breaking Bad is more rooted.
You guys
in
just
reality.
don't believe.
when you think about whether or not Kale could pull a Ted Lasso, it's like he's not as experienced acting as Jason Sudeikis.
That's true.
And maybe they should get Jason Sudeikis in as the head coach at Penn State.
Everything should be on the table. Now, if they can get Signetti there, okay, maybe it was worth it. But even still, no guarantee.
I would love to ask Kale if he thinks he could be a Ted Lasso for the Penn State football team. I want to know what he like truly believes in his heart.
I think that
I bet you the competitor in him thinks like I could probably do pretty well.
Is the premise of Ted Lasso that Ted Lasso coaches a soccer team, but he doesn't know anything about soccer?
He's a football
he's
coach.
a football coach, and
Okay.
Does he even like go there under the premise that it's that football? Like I can't remember how it starts.
The show, it's like he was hired to be a failure, but then he succeeds.
Oh, like a major league type of situation.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but all the Penn State fans are freaking out and they hate James Franklin. It's like, all right, we'll see.
You know,
You're going to be longing for the days where Penn State's in the Final Four.
I'm with you on that. It's like college football is not an easy thing where, like, does anyone ever get into that cycle of, like, firing and hiring coaches and, like, have it pay off?
It's not realistic. I mean, I think there's a little outsized expectations for maybe what Penn State football is, and you're maybe confronting that reality. But we could see. Maybe they'll win the national championship in the next couple of years. I'm betting no.
How many inflict fours could you buy with $50 million?
Ooh, so many.
Math.
All right, I'm going to find out right now.
While you're doing that, I just think for Penn State, consistency-wise, if you're trying to replace James Franklin, I would either go with James Franco or Kirk Franklin. I would go with one of those.
Franklin?
I'd go with one of those two.
You're doing a money ball. We can rebuild. We can recreate it in composite. It's not. You get both of them, and now we have a new James
That's true.
Franklin.
You could get over 384,000 pairs of inflict fours.
So
Think about that.
Much better investment.
Penn State.
go to athleteps.com right now and buy those thousands. of pairs.
384,000.
Yeah, James Franklin has $50 million. You can buy, Jimmy, you could buy 384,000 pairs.
And you know what? I bet they give you a discount if you buy that many.
I bet if he bought that many, that might be the entire inventory, and now he can flip them for more.
Oh, now he controls the
Now
supply.
he can price
Controls the
gouge.
market.
Finally.
Yep,
Maybe that's his maybe that's his second act.
that's the next move.
Yeah.
I wonder, does he have to be out of coaching for a long time or no?
Oh yeah, to collect.
Well, if
all
you're
that.
wondering if there's anything in his contract that would prevent him from buying 300,000 Nike Inflicts and flipping them, I don't think
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Nothing about that. There's no rule about that, or bringing man-eating lions onto the field as next coaching.
Yeah. What if he gets the Auburn job, Auburn Tigers, and he starts bringing Bengal Tigers? in
Yeah.
there?
Do they have a live tiger like other teams have, like a mascot, like the
I think they do.
Buffaloes?
That seems like a huge
Colorado.
liability.
Yeah.
Tigers love to eat people.
Baylor has bears. They like eating people a little bit.
A little bit. Polar bears.
You should get the Tiger King.
Like a little bit. Get Joe Exotic. He's locked up.
You should be able to eat a little bit.
Trump's gonna.
He's
pardon.
going to get a pardon.
Trump's got to pardon.
He's gonna get a
That'd be
pardon.
That'd be the chef's kiss on the Trump administration, just freeing Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
He's had as many opportunities to do that.
That's true.
Next question is from Lunsford Loves Wrestling. Said, who's the most under the radar, could be finalist this year? I'll go first. Jackson Joy at 149.
How about that? Little. I think that could happen. I mean, for us, I'm driving this Larkin train all the way into the station.
Which one?
Caleb.
Okay.
Kyler, I don't think is ready to win 133. I think Caleb's going to be right there with these.
Yeah.
What weight?
At 49.
49.
Yep. Okay. So keep an eye out for Caleb.
All right. This is our last question.
Good.
And we got to clear out for Dylan. All right. He goes, why is everyone so upset? Or sorry, I said he goes. I didn't say the guy's name. Brandon McWinney said, why is everyone so upset about Russians not being allowed into Worlds? When it wasn't that long ago, everyone was calling for a ban due to doping. Do we really care that much about the why? Or is the thought that doping is no longer an issue with them?
So I think people are upset because they're not allowed in the Worlds for non-cheating reasons. They feel like it's politically motivated. I mean, it is. It's not because they're dirty, rotten cheaters and the government was supporting them cheating and wants them to cheat. And they probably are still trying to find ways to cheat. That is not, but that's not what's at issue here. And yeah, I think ultimately wrestling fans want to see the best wrestlers that are following the rules at the world's competition. And, it was only Sadulayev that was.
I was gonna say
Everyone's acting like, oh, Russia is one guy. It's a
and
big
it was
guy.
for a reason that had nothing to do with anything. It wasn't political so much.
That's true.
It had to do with him. They have secure borders in Europe, just like we have secure. We have borders that matter. And he tried to break the rules of getting into a European country, and the other European countries have the thing called the Schengen area, which is Anyway, so it was he broke the rule getting into Europe, and that's why he's banned. It wasn't because of political. It wasn't because of the war. It wasn't because of doping. I think what people
Lied about a visa.
Yeah, I think what people are getting confused too is like the doping originally made them not. They weren't. That's when the first thing like Russian wrestlers, not the Russian Federation or whatever. So the doping started the whole like we're trying to penalize Russia because they keep breaking all the rules. Doping was one of the rules that they broke and flagrantly broke. And then in the Olympics, they were still allowed in the Olympics. It was just some of them were not, and it was a whole more complicated thing. And I can understand where people, disagree with that. It was basically UW or the IOC and Western Europe saying we don't want Russians there if they are involved with the war. But now, for the most part, they are allowed. They're not going to compete as Russia, but no one's being kicked out for doping. I mean, they still have to do doping testing like everybody else. Just follow the rules that you're supposed to. And
don't lie on your visa. Like they're so used to like fudging the numbers and fudging things in Russia that they just think they can do that in Europe, and you can't.
Yeah.
So he's Final question was how many lions you could buy
with $50 million.
And we're looking at
Mature lion costs between $5,000 and $15,000.
Give me the cubs.
Yeah, come on.
Give me a cub, and then think of how many lions you can get.
And what if when they get bigger, then you just pull a?
Well, then I have them.
You're saying the cubs range from $1,600 to $15,000. Wow.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
That's how you maximize. Yep.
Yeah, you go.
You get the most lions.
You get the cubs because they're not going to die. It's not like the wild.
No,
we'll keep them fed. I know where the Walmart is.
I know where the expired
extra food.
I know where the dumpster is where they throw out the expired meat.
Absolutely, it's good as anything.
Yeah, and then you can start a pizzeria next to it, and then maybe grab a few of those meats. And
just for the pepperoni. Pepperoni really doesn't go bad.
How else are you going to make your margins? Restaurants are notoriously tough to make money on.
Oh, it's tough. It's a.
Dude, I forgot about that detail of the
Running a
documentary.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So we answered a lot of your questions. Ones you didn't know you had. Now maybe you're Googling how many lions you can get for $50 million. We know the answer. So James, now he's probably not gonna want mountain lions because that's like the Nittany lion thing.
Yeah,
he's trying to level up. Mm-hmm. So I think Kings of the Jungle. We thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're gonna be back on Thursday, I do believe, with this show. JD's out. He's in Nebraska with the Cornhuskers and Sweet Prince Connor Petros. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching Who's Number One. Big week with Super 32. I guess you guys probably won't be here Thursday.
I don't wait till Friday.
You're not until Friday.
I leave Thursday.
Okay.
Pretty sure I leave
Friday.
Yeah, we'll have to check. I've
No.
a lot of traveling lately.
Let's not end the show till we figure this out.
Yep. Let's all look up our Navon plans. Thanks guys so much. See you next time. Goodbye.